Greetings, friends. Welcome to today's devotional, which is Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and heard my cry. He drew me up from the desolate pit, out of the miry bog, and set my feet upon a rock, making my steps secure. He put a new song in my mouth, song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Happy are those who make the Lord their trust, who do not turn to the proud, to those who go astray after false gods. You have multiplied, O Lord my God, your wondrous deeds and your thoughts towards us. None can compare with you. Were I to proclaim and tell of them, they would be more than can be counted. Sacrifice and offering you do not desire, but you have given me an open ear. Burnt offerings and sin offering you have not required. Then I said, Here I am. In the scroll of the book it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. I have told the glad news of deliverance in the great congregation. See, I have not restrained my lips, as you know, O Lord. I have not hidden your saving help within my heart. I have spoken of your faithfulness and your salvation. I have not concealed your steadfast love and your faithfulness from the great congregation. Do not, O Lord, withhold your mercy from me. Let your steadfast love and your faithfulness keep me safe forever, for evils have encompassed me without number. My iniquities have overtaken me until I cannot see. They are more than the hairs on my head, and my heart fails me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let all those be put to shame and confusion who seek to snatch away my life. Let those be turned back and brought to dishonor who desire my hurt. Let those be appalled because of their shame, who say to me, Aha, aha. But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation say continually, Great is the Lord. As for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, O my God. A psalm of thanksgiving, psalm of praise, but also a psalm of petition in a time of trial, as is often the case with these psalms, the psalmist. But there's a lot in this psalm that really resonates with me and speaks to me. There's the beginning parts of it where the psalmist speaks of God taking him out of a miry bog and putting him on a secure, putting him upon a rock and making his steps secure, and that leads to a new song being put in the psalmist's mouth, a song of praise to God, and then the witness of that others will see and fear God, and the idea of happiness coming from those who put their trust in the Lord in the next couple verses 4 and 5, and that 6 and 7 and 8, that God desires our heart and not just the actions, the things that we do that we think will make him happy and make him love us more. He just wants us to have a heart for him. And speaking of witnessing and proclaiming the good news, and speaking of God's steadfast love and faithfulness and salvation in the next couple verses, and then a petition of prayer for some challenges and problems that the psalmist is facing, and pleading with God to deliver him, and avenging his enemies. And then at the end of this, these last two verses really, I think, was what stood out for me the most. But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation say continually, Great is the Lord. As for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, O my God. And that first verse that I read, verse 16, all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. And may those who love your salvation say continually, Great is the Lord. It is the seeking out of God. It is the mindfulness of our relationship with God, is our perspective of who we are because of who God says we are. That is what leads to us having gladness and wanting to rejoice, or having joy in our hearts. I've said that before a number of times, but it is really true. In this world, in this crazy world, the things we're going to face are going to come upon us, and sometimes very quickly and very unexpectedly, and can be very severe in our lives, and we get caught up in that whirlwind, and we turn to other vices or turn to other things in our lives to find hope, to find strength, to find peace or joy in those when all along God is always there and present with us to provide those things for us. And in the really difficult times in our lives and the other challenges when things are going really well in our lives, we tend not to be thinking about God as either because, well, things are going good. Why do I have to think about God? Everything is good in my life. But it is the repetitiveness, it is the practice, the habit of making God a constant part of your daily life that increases that possibility for gladness and for joy in our hearts. It is not just going to God when we need Him or when something great happens and giving thanks to God. And then recognizing that we are all poor and needy. Without God, we have nothing. But with Him, we have everything that we need. He is our help and our deliverer in all times and in all places. And that's really always going to be an amazing thing and a thought that is far beyond what I can comprehend and understand, that the God who created the heavens and the earth can be that mindful of me, care that much for me, think about me, want to be present with me, and even to go to a cross for my sake is enough to lead me to want to rejoice and live a life of rejoicing and gladness and thankfulness for all that I have, regardless of what's going on in my life. Regardless of what's going on in your life, God is always there for you today, tomorrow, and for always. If you just put your mind and your heart and give your heart to Him, He will always respond because God is faithful. That's our devotion for today. Until tomorrow's devotion, Psalm 41, be safe and be well.